Hello, hi, welcome back once again. In this lecture, it is the continuation of the aerobic metabolism, respiration in plants. We have studied in your NCRT textbook, the continuation of glycolysis. From glycolysis, the two pyruvate compounds was formed. Then pyruvate was converted into acetyl coenzyme A. Now, in this lecture, we will be dealing about the TCA cycle, tricarboxylic acid cycle, or it is also known as Krebs cycle, or it is also known as citric acid cycle, because the first compound formed here is citric acid or citrate. So we will be studying in detail what is TCA cycle. Okay, I think you are getting the continuation from pyruvate. There is actually three fates in organism based upon presence and absence of oxygen in different organisms. We have studied also. Now it is the continuation of aerobic respiration as pyruvate get converted into acetyl coenzyme. Now what happens? So before you studying TCA cycle, you need to understand some basics of TCA cycle. You need to study the backbone of TCA cycle, then we can enter into the cycle. Actually, if you want, you can open your NCRT textbook. Okay, page number 158, tricarboxylic acid cycle. Okay. Actually, what happens in TCA cycle? What actually happens in metabolism, aerobic metabolism? I will say it once more. What literally happens in aerobic metabolism is that glucose molecule is being converted into usable energy for a cell. Usable energy is in the form of ATP, adenosine triphosphate. In aerobic metabolism or in metabolism, this ATP is being produced mainly from glucose and also some other metabolites or some other amino acids, fatty acids, etc. But we are studying here only glycolysis right now. We will be continuing how other compounds also give us energy. We not only eat glucose, we also eat other types of substances or compounds also, like proteins, carbohydrates, lipids. So how these also contribute to our energy production. Okay, so first in TCA cycle is the continuation of the glycolysis, from which the glucose is being converted into pyruvate, ATP is formed, NADH is formed, then from there acetyl coenzyme is formed. This acetyl coenzyme may now enter into the TCA cycle. So let us understand what is TCA cycle. First of all, you should understand the backbone or the structure of a general idea about the TCA cycle. It is a cyclic process. It is not like a straight reaction as that in case of the glycolysis, but it is a cyclic reaction. What happens in TCA cycle is that I am first of all writing the backbone of the cycle. The pyruvate formed, we know that from glycolysis the pyruvate is formed from glucose. From the by the process of glycolysis, pyruvate is formed, and this pyruvate now is converted into acetyl coenzyme A. This literally happens in the cytosol of the cell. From the cytosol, the pyruvate is being transported into the mitochondrial matrix. What is mitochondria? We know that it is the powerhouse of the cell, right? Mitochondria has an outer membrane and inner membrane, and inside it is known as the mitochondrial matrix. So the formed glycolysis, from the glycolysis, pyruvate is formed in the cytosol. From the cytosol, the pyruvate enter into the mitochondrial inner membrane space between the two membranes. Then it enter into the matrix through a transporter, or directly enter into the matrix. Now in the matrix, pyruvate is being converted into acetyl coenzyme. Now this acetyl coenzyme plus oxaloacetate or oxaloacetic acid, oxaloacetate, now enter into the TCA cycle. What does this form? They condense together. It is a 2-carbon compound, it is a 4-carbon compound. It contains to form a 6-carbon compound which is known as citrate, which is the first formed product in the TCA cycle. So the cycle is named on the basis of this compound, citric acid cycle. Then from citrate, succinyl coenzyme is formed. Okay, from succinyl coenzyme, from citrate, isocitrate is formed. Then alpha ketoglutarate is formed. Okay, from alpha ketoglutarate, succinyl coenzyme, then succinate, then fumarate, then malate, then they form oxaloacetate. Actually, this is the basic idea of the glycolysis. It is actually a simple process. You should remember the intermediate structures. Actually, you can remember it by either making the intermediate structure in your any of the story. You can make any story. I had made my own story for remembering it, to memorize it. You can make it by any types of codes. It is according to you. I can't say my code because it is in my language. So in order to memorize it, you should make some codes so that you can memorize it. Okay, codes make it easy. So this is actually the basic idea of the TCA cycle. From this cycle, what we get? That is the main thing. From glycolysis, we got ATP, NADH, NADH plus, right? NADH plus. This is the molecular formula of NADH plus. Look, actually we should write like this. We can't write NADH2 because this H plus or the proton is in the loosely connected form with NADH, nicotinamide dinucleotide. It is in the reduced form. So this is actually a high energy electron donor, so that this can be converted into ATP later. We will study it. Okay, so this is a basic idea of TCA cycle. Where does this TCA cycle occur? It occurs in the mitochondrial matrix. This is known as mitochondrial matrix. This is the intermembrane space. Intermembrane space means the space in between two membrane, the outer membrane and the inner membrane of the mitochondria. Okay, I think you understand it. So now we can go into much deeper. Okay, so you should just go check your textbook. You can just go and check it. TCA cycle. I am going to read your textbook. Just open your textbook. TCA cycle start with the condensation of an acetyl group with oxaloacetate. Then formation. Look in your figure 12.3. They have given the structure or the cycle, TCA cycle, what literally happens in a TCA cycle. Okay, so first of all, oxaloacetate and acetyl coenzyme condense to form a 6-carbon molecule which is known as citric acid. So let us understand this reaction. What happens when two of them combines? So first step is the oxaloacetic acid, oxaloacetate plus acetyl coenzyme. They forms citric acid or citrate, the first compound in TCA cycle.